Have you ever thought about your childhood to such a degree and you questioned every aspect of it? Every aspect, from elementary school to your earliest memory to middle school, high school, and all the way up to present day, to the point of not knowing who you are because you didn't really have a group of friends that lasted longer than a couple of years. And you couldn't really tell your problems to your parents because you watched as your parents had problems of their very own that they constantly fought on a regular basis and never actually solved. And so you recognize that, oh, well, you have problems, so I'm just going to let you solve your problems. And I have problems, and I don't want to burden you with mine, so I just keep them quiet to the point of you don't say anything because it's safer to not say anything than it is to open your mouth and then feel guilted for opening your mouth about, oh, why didn't you say this earlier? Why didn't you talk about this earlier? Well, I tried, but you had a mountain on your plate and you constantly had problems that I visibly saw on a regular basis. And I constantly gave you advice to help solve those problems, and you ignored it over and over and over for 20 years to the point of why even open my mouth to give you advice if you're just going to do nothing with it and then do the exact same thing you've been doing and hoping for a different result. And so, staying silent and just only spending time with the one person that you trust most, the person in the mirror, to the point of anytime you open your mouth trying to say something, they go, "Oh, just," or ask a question. "Hey, how do I solve this problem?" "Oh, just go figure it out. Just go figure it out. Just go figure it out." It's such an scapegoat of a statement because, oh, I'm not here to solve your problems because I have a mountain of problems on my own. And so just go figure it out. And so you rely on the only person that you've ever trusted in your entire life, and that's the person in the mirror. So you look at yourself, you question your history, you question, well, why did I not have any solid friends? Or if the friends I did have were either at arm's distance or like the porch friends, not the living room friends or the kitchen friends. These are like just, oh, you can come over and we'll have a chat and then have a good day and go about your life kind of friends, not really, oh, come walk into my house uninvited and sit on my couch, eat food, and just be like, sup, bro, let's play some games. I didn't have that kind of friend. I just had a, yeah, it's been a minute. How's it been? There's just been isolation. And every single study that has been done on isolation, especially with solitary confinement and how it affects a person's brain, when you don't have prison walls, you don't have a regimen with guards behind bars, but the psychological isolation is the exact same. You don't have a community to go reach out and say, "Hey, I'm having problems, can you help me?" Because if you try, they just immediately guilt trip you or shame you or make you question your entire reality. Well, why do you think that? Well, I'm having a problem and I need your help. Are you having a problem? Well, I have a problem and I want to talk to you about it. I can't handle that right now. Well, can we talk about this later? Yeah, we'll talk about this later. Okay, the next day happens. Well, I want to talk about this. Well, I can't talk about that right now. I got things to do. Okay, well, when you're done with those things, can we have this conversation? Well, I got to go and help these people out. Okay, I guess I'll just go in my room and stay silent and figure it out myself because that's the only advice I've ever been given that I've only. So I watch YouTube, study, read books, read articles, connect dots, study, ask questions, and I figure things out myself. And so you get to a point of such isolation that when a person does want to be around you, you go, I don't recognize this. I don't recognize that you want to be around me. So even if a person truly wanted to be in your life, they would have to almost bend over backwards to have a freaking fireworks show and a parade just to show that, yes, they do want to be in your life. Because subtlety means nothing to a person who's gotten comfortable with isolation. You can't just be like, oh, I'm here, let me be with you. It's almost has to be this grandiose thing, and then even then the isolated person's going to look at you and go, I don't think you want to be around me, because isolation and solitude has become the new norm and has been so ingrained into your very being. Your very nervous system has found peace in isolation, has been found peace in solitude, to the point of any disturbance of that peace, whether it's a person who genuinely wants to be around you, just sends signals out and you go, oh my goodness, I cannot handle this, because I have 27 years of nobody ever wanting to spend time with me. And so I've had 27 years of being isolated by myself, spending time in my own head thinking, to the point of I don't recognize when a person wants to be around me, because the people that were around me who had the responsibility of keeping me alive always pushed me away because they had a mountain of stuff to do on their plate, and they never made it easier for themselves. It was always just endure to the end, suffer, 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 suffer. This world sucks. We're born into sin. Suffer, suffer, suffer. Um, to the point of, okay, you go enjoy your suffering. I don't want to suffer. I want to live. I want to be accepted. But just doesn't happen. You just get to a point of finding peace by yourself. And when you find peace all alone and you realize, yeah, it's lonely, but yes, I am alone, but that level of peace, you cannot buy that level of peace, because anytime there's an individual that enters your aura, you go, your red flags are up, because you're like, oh, somebody has broken past my property line, and therefore they've ignored the trespassing signs, and oh my goodness, there's somebody on my land. I gotta freak out. That's how the nervous system responds, especially when you've been isolated for so long. And the only advice you've ever gotten from those people were just figure it out, figure it out, figure it out. Well, I have a question. I don't have time for that right now. We'll talk about that later. Not right now. I got things to do. I got more important things on my plate. So that tells the person, you're not important enough for me to set aside this repetition task that I've done every single day for the last 20 years. This thing has been on my plate and has never left my plate at all. My top 10 priorities, and you're not even on the top 100. Go away. I don't want to deal with you right now. I have things to do. And so you learn. You watch their behavior, you watch how they interact, you watch what they do, what they say, what they don't say. You watch what they say, and then you watch their actions, you watch their behavior, and you try to question them on their behavior, and they get defensive to the point of recreating that exact same behavior from a defensive standpoint. Straight up Darvo, all right? Deny, attack, reverse, um, oppress, I think it was, something like that. But Darvo, the standard, look it up. It's not hard to find. It is the playbook of those who are so insecure in their own life, and they have to project this false sense of control over their own life of doing the same 10 repetitive tasks over and over and over and stressing out to the nth degree over the exact same tasks over and over and over. They have not simplified these tasks. If anything, they've made the tasks way harder because they're so emotionally hyperactive towards the same tasks that they've been doing over and over for years and years and years. Nothing's new. There's no new input. It's the same input day and day and day and day. Every day, same input. But the reaction is so explosively repetitive to the point of, hey, I want to talk about this and have an adult conversation. I don't have time right now. I gotta do things. I gotta go to. It's always, you're not important enough for me to set aside my list of tasks to sit down and have an adult conversation with. It's always defensive. Well, why didn't you come in to talk to me about it? That right there. That response. Just, you immediately made me feel guilty for even asking you a question that of a problem that I've been having for so many years. You make me feel guilty for telling you the truth. It's easier to lie to your face and say, everything's fine, don't worry about it. I'm okay. It's easier to do that because it calms you down, it calms the situation down, it calms the household down. And so I'm dying in the inside. I have 10,000 conversations with myself and they're all negative. And I tell you, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's chill. And then I finally get to the breaking point and I explode and I say, I've been having problems for years. And I'm the source of calm in the house, not you. And then they wonder why you don't talk to them. Because when I try to have a conversation about the truth is so painful that they get so defensive that they don't even want to sit down and have an adult conversation without the feeling of guilt. And I'm talking the kind of guilt that when you are 5 years old and you hear on the intercom in school, Mr. Smith, the principal needs to have a conversation with you one on one. Please come to the principal's office immediately. And you're immediately like, all the color just drains out of your body. You're just instantly paralyzed with fear. And all 30 kids in the classroom immediately go look straight at your eyes and go, ooh, that feeling. That feeling of tininess, where you, as a human being, a unique individual, immediately feel like a speck that doesn't even exist because it's so small. And then you have to go and face this adult in your life, this principal, and they have to go, all right, well, we're going to have to sit you down and have this really just difficult conversation. That pain, that guilt feeling, that level of shame and humiliation and guilt, every single conversation when you want to tell the truth and you want to say, I'm having this mountain of a problem. I'm having these problems over and over and over and over again. And I've wanted to have a conversation with you, but you have not once calmed down your nervous system to the point of even willing to open up enough to have this conversation at an adult level because you get defensive when the truth comes out. So if you can't even remove the same 5 things off your plate long enough to calm yourself down, to regulate your own emotional state, because I'm not responsible for your emotional state. I'm not. I'm responsible for my emotional state. And being around you makes me feel like I'm going to the principal's office every single conversation. Why would I want that? Why would I want to have an honest conversation with you? It's much easier for myself and you, not the relationship, but myself and you, just to say, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's because I've already regulated my emotions. Yes, I have a mountain of shit behind me. I have a mountain of difficulties. I have a mountain of emotional regulation that I've had to sort out, and I've had to look dead right in the eyes. I've had to look my inner demons straight in the face and confront them one at a time and have a adult conversation at a young age that I should have never had these conversations at a young age before. I had to do that. Was two of those conversations that come to mind drug related? Yeah. My first and last time on LSD. I had basically a time where I sat there face to face with my inner demons and I talked to each one of them in an adult conversation. I was terrified. But after that, I changed as a human being. I now can look at people for who they are. I can see through them because it takes one to know one. If you've changed a tire, you know how to change a tire. If you've never changed a tire in your life, you have no idea how to even start. So if you've never been emotionally regulated in your life, how is it just one day just going to pop into your head that, oh yeah, this is how you become emotionally regulated. I'm a calm human being to be around. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes learning. It takes going out and doing things you've never done before. It takes getting beaten up over and over and over and failing over and over and over again in order to finally realize, oh, I actually know how to do that. How to be calm in a very dangerous situation. You have to do the negative things in order to find the positive. You have to look your inner demons right in the eyes and sit them down and have a conversation and name them, each one of them by name. Bullet point list. Bing, 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 bing. This is what you did. This is how it made me feel. This is what you did. This is how it made me feel. This is what you did. This is how you made me feel. Over and over and over to the point of, you know what? I've been angry. I've yelled. I've screamed. I've exploded. I've done that. Has one time ever in the history of ever somebody yelling and screaming and freaking out and exploding about the smallest of things? Oh, the hat dropped. Woo, lose your mind. Has yelling, screaming at all once in the history of ever solved a problem? No, not once. In 20 years of listening to yelling and screaming and freaking out, has it once ever solved the problem? Nope. Because the core of the problem is still yet to be faced in the light of day. So yeah, I don't know where this video started from, but I've had a lot of things on my mind. So hopefully somebody feels heard and knows that you're not alone. Being isolated and being isolated for so long without anybody to talk to. Maybe a therapist, but then you have to go frickin' pay a therapist. And a therapist is just there to help psychologically, following all the DSL or DS11s or whatever's. But I'm talking a genuine human being with a heart, a soul, a body, a mind, and experiences who have experienced what you have felt. Truly isolated and alone in a crowded room. There are people all around, but you still feel like you're the only one in this room because nobody really cares enough to open the door to find out who you really are. It's a lonely feeling, and it's an honest feeling. And I feel more people should have these conversations with either with themselves, a close friend, somebody that they truly trust, whether it's a family member or not. It's easier to trauma dump on a complete stranger than it is to open up honestly about people that you have known your entire life. And that's the difficulty. That equation should be flipped, but it's not because they've spent a lifetime running away from their problems, a lifetime avoiding the actual source of pain that's somewhere in the back of their head that they've been using their entire life to run from. You're either running from something or you're running towards something. And if you're not running towards anything in particular, and it's not a clear destination of where you're running to, you're running from something. Hope this helps. It's helped me. It's helped me talk to a camera helps me a lot. So Thank you for listening. Comment your thoughts below.